Your business is in sync with LiveSync. This webinar is powered by LiveSync Accounting and Xero Accounting Software. Introducing Attorney Dexter Destajo.
Now, the next thing would be Xero Bills. So bills is basically an expense entry in Xero. So where you record the supplier bills or supplier invoices, you can create PO, you can create payment parcel and fulfillment like the invoices, credit notes to your supplier, you can edit, delete, and void. You can also repeat bills. This is very good for your provisioning and accrual. Can attach and also send supplier remittance advice by email. So let's do that very quickly, immediately now. Now, the good thing about teaching you about bills is I don't need to spend a lot of time of teaching you this. Why? Because many things we learn in sales dashboard applies to the bills. The draft, the waiting for approval, waiting for payment, the overdue, and then for sales, it's a sales quote, but in bills, it is purchase order. The way the navigations are also the same, it's just different now. So bills, you can create repeating purchase order. You can see that also as a shortcut here when you're creating the bill. So let's try creating the bill. Even the template is almost the same. The only difference is that instead to it is from. Okay? Here, you don't see the invoice number here. It's only showing now the reference. It has also the attachment button, tells you the amount of the bill. You can also select the expenses. And then maybe I'll say Facebook ads cost. And then I'll say here, maybe I spend 500. And then what I will do would be, I don't have, maybe I need to create a direct. So I need to create another account. I can create a chart of account directly from here. So let's say I need to do a expense, direct cost, and then I'll say this is 064. I hope it's available. Okay, it's available. And I say direct cost of ads. Yeah? And then I would say show this to the dashboard and copy this, right? Why I know this? Because we have also clients that are into digital marketing. So I can, maybe my branch is doing this, maybe I have different branch, and then this is the marketing branch, they're doing this. Then I create sample supplier, like I said, I can create from scratch here, and then maybe I have a bill number and I can attach here. I can do save, and then I can do approve. So it's up to you. So if it is saved, until it is approved, it is not recorded in your ledger, okay? And then you can approve this directly. If you are an advisor or a standard user, you can approve this directly. Then automatically you can also create payments on this. The same thing with sales invoice, you have the same option. The only difference here is that you cannot share the invoice, right? But creating, editing, copying, it's all the same with the sales invoice. You can also do partial payment. Let's do partial payment. Select the date. And then, payment is before billing date. So let's say 12. Now, this is paid from Petty Cash. You can select this Petty Cash, and then your Petty Cash voucher number would be 356. I don't know, Facebook, you can pay cash. I don't know. But anyway, let's just for an example purposes. Then your payment entry will now be in that particular bill showing at the bottom at the blue color. If you want to see your payment screen, you just click the amount or this blue payment text. You would see it here. If you need to remove the payment, you can remove and redo the payment here, and then it goes back, okay? You can go back to the bill here by clicking the invoice number, and then everything else you can do. Now, if you're creating a bill, the credit system account, so in the sales, your system account will be accounts receivable. So when you put sales here, the credit system account would be accounts receivable. In the bills, when you're putting direct cost here, this is a debit entry, and then your account is accounts payable. Once your system account of accounts payable is hit, automatically Xero would plug it in your accounts or aging payable report, which will be showing up in this case here. So it's also the same presentation as the age receivable. So there is nothing so much new about creating the bill. Now let me go back to the dashboard. Now another difference between the sales dashboard and the purchase obviously is you cannot send a statement of account. It is a popular question to a lot of our clients. They always want to send a statement of account to their supplier. Actually, no. Your supplier should be the one who's going to send you a statement of account, not vice versa. The same thing that you will be sending the statement of account to your customer. That's why that send statement button is not provided in the bill module. Now, let's try creating the purchase order. The purchase order somehow has a different flow compared to quote. I'll create a new supplier code, another supplier. Okay, create a quote now. This would expire a delivery on the end of the month. Maybe this is the reference. Again, I can attach. Again, I can select the template for this PO, create the currency, and then I would say I would want to buy a laptop, one. And then the laptop costs us 1,500, no discount. And then I would select equipment or computer equipment. The account is here already. And this is VAT expense. This is charged to branch 1, and this is charged to department 2, right? I can put text you would want here, okay? This autofill as a default. You can attach other attachments you would want, maybe an internal approval document that is scanned and attached to this before you be able to create a PO to your supplier. So it's either you approve that directly if you are the one who's going to approve, but if you're submitting it for approval to your manager, for example, you would click this as save, as draft. Xero would bring you to the PO dashboard with different levels. So the PO can be submitted for waiting for approval, and it can be approved, and it can be a bill. So here, if you want to submit for approval, you can do that. You can approve that as well. It's fine. Or other way doing it is approve this, right? So now I'm approved. I don't need to wait for, so it jumps to the other status now. So it's now under approve now. Okay. What do you mean approve? Meaning your supplier agreed to the terms of the PO. They may be communicated to you by email saying, hey, this is okay. So then if it is okay, you approve the PO, and then you just wait for June 30, for example, to deliver the goods. Now, once you're ready to deliver the goods, once your supplier is ready to deliver you the goods, maybe the following day, they will deliver it to you. The next step is you would receive the bill from your supplier and book now the bill in the system. Now, take note, because you initiated this with a PO, you have two options. You can completely ignore the PO here and then jump to bill and create a fresh bill and put everything, as if the first time. Or you can continue what you have started in PO and then convert that to a bill, and then it creates you a draft bill. And if you want to really to do this faster, you can just simply approve that, right? So now you have an accounts payable added to your system. Okay. Now the beauty of this is, again, there is a link of this particular bill to your PO. Now what I would want you to do is, when you receive every time, because Xero is also one way of making your organization paperless, you can ask your supplier to send you only a PDF, and then that PDF is sent to you, and then here, attach it in the system, okay? So there's a link here, and then it links to your, if you want to know if if there was a PO to this, yes, you can click the link, and then while there's a bill already to this, then you can also go to the bill. Yep. Let's check now the status of your aging payable. Your aging payable now is showing you two payables now, right? So you'd say you would pay this bill now from the bank. So payment voucher number 1234. Okay, fully paid. So what would happen is when you receive the goods and you have credit, your supplier would wait for you to pay, right? And then they would also bug you by sending an email, when are you going to pay? Please advise us. So normally what you do is, if you are already made the payment to your bank, you can actually send a remittance advice for this payment. So you go back to the bill and then send a remittance. Okay? Then that you can send a remittance advice to that. Or you can print the remittance advice if you'd want. Select just the brand. This is what the remittance advice would look like. So you are advising your supplier, hey supplier, I made a payment. This is the voucher I prepared. This is paid now. Okay? So you can do that directly from Xero. So finally would be repeating a bill, right? So in Xero, like in sales, you can do repeating bill. Now, why do you want to repeat a bill? So in many cases for our company, we have monthly bills that is recurring, right? So maybe it could be a telephone, it could be your internet, it could be your power, it could be your subscriptions. Now, subscriptions, for example, for Google is always fixed. So you want to automate the recording of your monthly Google expense. So what you can do is you create a repeating bill for each month, or you can create a provision for your internet bills so that when your boss would want to look at the P&L, okay, there is a provision already running, an amount running in your P&L. So this is an example now of the P&L that we are doing right now, okay? And then you can even filter this by branch. So I wanted to see branch 1 and branch 2 separately. Then your boss would be able to see, sorry, only for branch 1. You will see the branch separately. And then maybe you want to see all the branch together. Oh, it's different. Not showing us. So here you can actually compare by branches, your P&L, branch 1, branch 2. You can also put comparative per month for this, right? So maybe you don't want to filter, but you want to see 3 months from that, and then you can see comparative your P&L. So that's about purchases.